In this video, I am a nurse returning to my Danish hometown, which is under German rule during World War II. This is part 1 of an early look at Gerda, A Flame in Winter. Leave me a comment, hit that like button, follow my links up below the video, including my free audiobook podcast if you want me to read you a bedtime story. Enjoy the video. Oh, I love this song. December 1939. Is it Christmas? Is it Christmas, Papa?
Just som den gang jeg traf den, fylder glæden mit sind.
I wish I could play the accordion.
Du træt, trist og tvær, rejs mod dem, som du har kær.
I feel like the accordion is either very jolly or very melancholy. There is no in between. The station looks the same as ever. Reading dialogue. Okay. I have 1 compassion, 1 insight, 1 wit. I wonder how much the town has changed since I was here last. Gerda. Anders. So wait, is this my nationality? What would that be? Is that Swiss and German? Or is it Danish? Oh no. Okay, cute. Select an option with 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay. So let me just quickly move this logo of mine down in that top corner because it's slightly on a line there and it's annoying me. It's triggering my OCD. There we go. Is this meant to be in this? I guess so. I can't believe you're finally home. How was the journey? Horrid. There were so many people on the train. We were practically sitting on each other's laps. Oh my. I suppose everyone is hurrying home for Christmas. Would a surprise cheer you up? A surprise? Let's call it an early Christmas present. They're just shouting at each other, trying to talk and hear each other over the accordion guy behind. First, guess which hand it's in. The right. And the lady is correct. It's a scarf. Do you like it? I wasn't sure if... It's lovely. Thank you. So lovely, in fact. I'm going to put it on right this instant. How do I look? It's cute. Like a force to be reckoned with. Aged 50 years just by wrapping that around your head. Oh, Mauschen. There you are. Mauschen. What's Mauschen? Mauschen? A mouse? Papa, hi. I'm sorry I wasn't here to help you get off the train. I had to assist some passengers on the other platform. Herr Klein, it's good to see you. Hello, Anders. Likewise. You could read that any other way, right? Like a dad greeting the boyfriend could be, hello, Anders, likewise, or hello, Anders, likewise. Papa, do you notice anything different about me? Different? Well, now let's see. Did you do something with your hair? Close. Well then, oh, this is the new scarf you're wearing. Yes, Anders gave it to me just now. Well, it looks mighty fine on you, Mauschen. Do you think that your mother would like a scarf like that? As long as it's not the same colour. How is she? I assume she turned the house upside down because we're coming for dinner? Ah yes, She practically chased me out with her broom. I took an early shift at the station. That way I could also be here when you arrived. I suppose this young man here beat me to it. I'll beat him later. Don't try if ever touches you. Sorry, father. Oh, sorry. Yes, welcome. Welcome home, child. Let me take your suitcase, dear. No, allow me. Okay. The men in my life are fighting over carrying my suitcase. Go ahead, Anders. I can handle it myself. Papa, you take it. There's really no... I carry the suitcase, boys. All right. Outerwear man who independent, carrying my suitcase. Nonsense. We can't let you do that. What kind of gentleman would we be? Not to mention how it would look to everyone else. You'd be the kind of gentleman who would support a woman being independent and taking care of her own stuff, father. But I guess it is the late 30s. I have to agree. Darling, you've had quite the journey. Allow us to do this for you. I insist. How much wit? So that got me +1 wit, because I insisted I do it myself. Ah, I suppose we have no choice. Stubborn as her mother, that one. Rude. Dieter trust -1. My father trusts me less because I didn't let him carry my suitcase. Misogyny. The level of confidence a person has in you. Trust affects what you can persuade that person to do. You love me less because I want to carry my own suitcase. During conversations, the right side of the screen shows changes to the trust. Oh, you were already at a 1 anyway, father. Are you sure, darling? Yes, really. Wow. Wow. Let me tell you, I cannot trust a woman who carries her own suitcase. Let me tell you. Why are they making such a big fuss? Well, one of us should at least go heat up the car then. Do you know what? Anders can go and do that. Have a little father time. He got hit. Anders had his little bit of alone time. Let's have a little bit of alone time with Dad, even though he doesn't love us anymore. Papa looks a bit hurt. Why? Because I told Anders to heat the car up? I wanted alone time with you. Why did that offend you? Oh, I love games with a dice roll. Disco Elysium vibes. Some choices have an uncertain outcome, depend on a chance roll. A successful chance roll will yield a positive outcome. Failing a chance roll gives an unexpected or negative outcome, but still moves the story forward. Want to go over there and smash that accordion. What's the chance roll for that? Say, shut up, having a conversation here. Oh, Papa, please don't be upset. It's just a little old suitcase. Oh, he's still dwelling on that, is he? You're right, you're right. +1. Boom. Trust can be gained and lost even in the same conversation. Gaining the trust of one person can come at the cost of another. Your old man just has a hard time letting go of his little girl. I'm not going to do the accent the whole time, but that would be fun. Well, you'll be happy to know that she's staying right here in Tingler. Or you can always come visit. That I will, Masterchen. That I will. Heave-ho, off we go. Everyone ready to go? Morn there, Herr Klein. Taking off for the day. Indeed. I'm celebrating my daughter's return from the big city. Ah, that's right. The young lady here is officially a nurse now. I hear rumors about wedding bells, too. I suppose there was no need for that education after all, eh? Actually, I'm going to help out at Dr. Lindholm's clinic. I speak for myself, Anders. I see. How very, modern. Herr Klein, will we be seeing you at the party rally this Thursday? Certainly, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Splendid. I'll leave you to it then. He slowly got more and more sinister. Are you a member of the party now, Papa? Is this the party? You know, The baddies? I am. Your Uncle Klaus persuaded me to join last week. Klaus? Klaus persuaded you to join last week? Oh no. Sith Lord Klaus. Join me, Dieter. Join the party. Oh no. The bad ending. Why? Wait, look how my facial expression changes to signify the emotion which you deliver the dialogue with. Like I'm saying, but why? Like I'm sort of disgusted or shocked. Little like, I don't believe it, Papa. I love that. That is such a cool little feature. I've never seen a game do that before. If you've seen a game do that before, let me know in a comment, but that's the first time I've seen that. I like that. That is actually genius, whoever came up with that. But why? Was ist das? They think we have a real chance of moving the border further north. What about Mum? What did she have to say? Your mother is still getting used to the idea, but she'll come round. With all due respect, Herr Klein, how can you support a party that endorses Nazi values? Those values are not why I joined. The party, it's offering us a real chance to get our land back. I'm sorry, sir, but I have to disagree. We might only be 10 kilometers from the German border, but last I checked, Tingler is part of Sonderjylland. And Sonderjylland is part of Denmark. It is a Danish flag. Sonderjylland. Listen here, young man. You're not old enough to know the history of this area. Oh no, this is getting heated. What do I say? Anders, try and understand. Danish relations 1. Papa, that's in the past. German relations 1. I have relations for the dual parts of me. Oh my gosh. Let's, be Danish siding, I guess. Oh, I think I failed the roll. Anders, try to understand. Chance rolls can be easier or harder based on the trust a character has with you. Oh, that's... Well, I should have got bonuses, right? Papa has been alive longer than us. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do. He remembers a time when this area was German. How would you feel if your culture was slowly taken away? Well, I guess I won't have to wait long to find out. Not if your father and the rest of his party get their way. Gerda's current affinity with the Danish civilians. -1. The level of affinity you have with a faction and the people who belong to it, how will you understand them and their spirit? During conversations, the right side of the screen will show changes to your relation with different factions. Well, I suppose we will have to disagree on the matter, son. Listen, let's not spoil the Christmas peace. The news about the war in the rest of Europe is bad enough as it is. How about we go home and enjoy the delicious dinner that Mum prepared for us? You're right, dear. There's no use arguing about this. Besides, the war is so far away it'll never reach us here. This is Denmark, after all. It is. I always knew it was Denmark from the flags. I don't know if you caught that at the beginning, but I recognized the flags perfectly and said that's definitely Denmark. I like this so far. Oh,
But
bloody hell, that was
war
bright.
did come. Only a few months later, on April 9th,
My
1940, German forces crossed the Danish border.
Oh boy.
In towns like ours, German only a generation before, the occupiers were received warmly. In other towns, with hostility. Within 2 hours, the government capitulated. Within 4, the fighting stopped.
A machine gun on a motorbike.
The king gave a speech, urging calm and cooperation to avoid needless bloodshed.
Nice voice.
Most of us listened. For years, life moved along normally, if a bit uncertain. And some of us delayed our lives, waiting for the war to end. Only a few upstarts mostly communists and young students, made trouble for the Germans with limited public support.
The youth. Doing their bit.
But then, in 1943, the winds of war blew in from the east, and German supremacy no longer seemed assured. Then more Danes began to rise up, and the occupation became more violent.
Oh no.
The Germans disbanded the Danish military, took over our police, and began shooting those who rose against them.
That's not good. In a history
But
lesson.
neither side had clean hands. The resistance executed informants, snitches, and collaborators. Danes fought against Danes.
Messy.
Even in our little rural hamlet, the soldiers came. The Gestapo came. The war bared its bloody fangs.
What is it good for?
Abroad, German lines were collapsing, their forces folding under Allied advance. But our town was a powder keg, ready to explode.
Is this where we're jumping in?
We knew the war would be over soon. We only had to keep our heads down a little longer.
A little longer. That kind of reminds me of This War of Mine, how you're just trying to survive till the war ends, but you don't actually know when it's gonna end, depending on the difficulty, I think. My first playthrough of that game was so special. Like, winter comes and you're just trying to survive and hoping the war ends and that, like, saviors roll in. It's crazy. Very depressing game. I had wanted to play it recently, but I feel like it's almost like too depressing to play at the moment. February 1945. Thud. Ow. What's going on? Sorry. Just stumbling my way through an early morning. I didn't mean to wake you, dear. What time is it? Goodness gracious, it's only 4. What on earth are you doing up this early? Peter promised a customer we'd have his car repaired before lunch. Silly Peter. Couldn't you keep your wife warm a little longer, Aloe? It's freezing in here. You know, I'd love to, but that customer is going to be really cranky if we don't get his car fixed on time. No, don't get up. I've left you some breakfast. Have a lovely day, darling. I'll make sure to feed the chickens before I leave. We have chickens. So cute. We get eggies. I'll never get back to sleep. I might as well get up and see about that breakfast. Oh, we get to walk around. To interact with any point of interest, click on it. And then press space when we're closer. Okay. I didn't know we'd be walking around. I thought this was all going to be like visual novel-y. That's cool. This place looks like a really nice house. Letter from Mum. Mum's been sending me letters every week since she moved to Copenhagen. Hagendas? I can't stop myself from wondering. Would she have moved if Papa hadn't joined the party? The handle is worn. Wait, would she have moved? Did Mum leave? I should tidy the house and make something to eat. Click on Gerda to be reminded. Porridge, a hearty way to start the day. And has prepared some porridge for me, but the stove has gone out. Some options are locked unless you know the right thing. I think the matches are in the living room. Okay. Is it nearly Christmas time again? There's like decorations in the box. Or maybe it's after... Wait, no, it said February. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. And unless you're listening to my podcast, in which case, Spotify, down to sleep. And all good podcast apps. Then do listen to me, but definitely not when I'm saying anything else. I should tidy the house and make something to eat. Okay. Now we can light the stove. Light with a match. Oh, there's a bit of sugar left. At the end. The proper way. That's right, Gerda. I can tidy up a little while I wait. Sometimes you need to act quickly or carefully. A progress bar will appear in the top right corner. The bar increases when you interact with the environment and talk with people. When the bar fills up, opportunities might close. Okay, let's tidy up. We sat in front of the fire last night. I should put the pillows back where they belong. We're just having the most adorable time hanging out by the fire and stuff. Illustrations of sparrows, finches, and a snooty-looking duck called Ketchup. Anders must have stayed up late drawing these. I'll square them up nice and neat. The porridge should be done boiling. I'd better not let it burn. Time until porridge burns. It's fine. Really should clear the table when we're done eating. There we go, now I can get my porridge. Smells wonderful. To add the sugar and let it cool. That shouldn't take long. While I wait, I'll see if Anders has left yet. I didn't get to say a proper goodbye. Perhaps he's still feeding the chickens. My love, where are you? Oh, Anders forgot his coat. He must be freezing. I hope I can still catch him. Whoa, we just went into like full screen. Anders needs his coat. What's this? Something in the inner pocket. It's a ration card. Anders must have forgotten to give it to me. It'll make for a good excuse to visit the market after work today. Mother gave it to me. I keep all my notes here. My journal. How did it get all the way here? Tab. Whoa. Some lessons, eh? Anders Larsen, Danish mechanic. My dear husband, we met at a barn dance just before I went off to begin my studies to become a nurse. Whenever I visited home, he would track me on expeditions to see the local wildlife and talk excitedly about the different kinds of birds that inhabit our area. One of our favourite spots to meet was the old fisherman's hut by the lake. I particularly remember one summer's eve when Anders capsized our rowboat in an attempt to steer clear of a family of ducks. You capsized because he didn't want to hit ducks? This guy's a good guy. His fervent attempts to dodge them made me laugh so heartily that I barely noticed the grimy pond water soaking into my clothes. It was worth it just to see him paddle with such zeal. He's always strived to cherish and protect the little things in life. It's one of the things I love most about him. My dear Papa works at the train station. He's one of the people who vividly remembers a time when the region surrounding Tingler was German. Despite his strong patriotic views, he fell in love with a Danish woman named Ingrid Olsen, my mother. Then I was born, and for a while it seemed like nothing could tear our small family apart. But then came Hitler's regime. The promise of a reclaimed land and culture swayed my father and many in his family to volunteer for the Zeitfreiwillige Corps on a local division supporting the occupying German troops. After he made the decision, my mother left to stay with her sister in Copenhagen. She has yet to return. I am a nurse who lives by the border between Denmark and Germany. I grew up with a German father and a Danish mother, and even in our peaceful house, allegiances were divided between the two sides of the family. My parents loved each other but had very different opinions on how to raise me. I grew up as a mediator, trying my best to make both of them happy. As the war approached, the rift between our two communities grew wider. It unraveled the bonds that we had tried so hard to tighten. Perhaps in time I can repair what has been done. Alright, let's go get Anders. Anders, darling. Christmas tree. Should chop this up for firewood. Oh, there he is. Water pump. The chickens have got him surrounded. Oh, you didn't need to get up. Sometimes people react to you based on previous actions on past events. Recognize this by the small text in the top of their speech bubble. Did you at least find the porridge I left for you? Because I heated the porridge. I did, thank you. It's just cooling off now. Couldn't sleep. Are you worrying about the chickens again? I'm just afraid it's too cold out there for them out here. They'll be warm enough. But will you? You left this inside, silly. When you get or lose something important, it'll pop up in the top left corner screen. Okay, so we gave him the coat. Thank you, dear. That's better. I didn't know what I was thinking. Listen, Gerda. Oh, that must be the boys. The boys! I just need to wrap up here. Let them know I'll be along in a minute. Peter and Torben came by to pick up Anders. Those two are always bickering. Where's the car? I'll tell them for you, husband. Look how I walk. With authority. Dun 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 dun. Sashay away. Hello, boys. Morning, Gerda. Torben's given us a lift today. Those damn Germans suspended my license. Same old crap about fuel shortages. It's ridiculous. I was about to do a voice for this guy, and no. I've been away for a week. It's not going to come out right. Don't forget, Gerda's half German, Peter. Well, I didn't mean it like that. I was only talking about the Nazis. I have to justify my license every single week now. They can be overzealous. Occupation relation -1. Your current affinity with the German occupiers. Listen, I'm just talking to a couple of Danish lads. They didn't hear me. The Germans didn't hear me, okay? Even if no one from the faction is present, it does it, okay? I'll say, the sooner they're out of here, the better. I wouldn't be too loud about that. You never know who's listening these days. They'll hardly care about the gossip of a nurse and a mechanic. That's what you think. I need a smoke. Peter, lend me a light, will you? It's the least you could do since I'm driving you around all morning. What happened to your sense of Danish generosity? I can't afford to be generous. Give me a light. Gonna run out of matches. Okay, so I can say I've got a light. I've got 5 matches left. Give him a light and try and get a roll. Or say you'd lay off Torben. Why do I feel like my matches are going to be important, though? The fact I only have 5 of them, and he just wants a smoke, like it's not worth using a match for. It's kind of crazy, like. But I guess I'm telling him to use a match, right? This is the point of stuff being rationed and no supplies. Is he can't even be generous with a match. I'll be generous, fine. Yeah, God's sake. Sometimes choose between an uncertain chance roll with the potential to yield high gains, an option with conditions that can cost you stats or items but ensures positive effect. Thanks, Gerda. See? That's a real pal. +1. Oh, stuff it, Torben. Good morning, fellas. That's what Gerda said, but I'm not sure this qualifies as morning yet. Shaping up to be a long day. Let's get started then. I'll drop you off at the auto shop on the way to the market. I'm heading to the market after work. Maybe we'll run into each other, Torben. I've got a ration stamp or 2 to spend. You fellas get in the car. I'd like to say goodbye to my wife. It's going to be a long day at the shop. Perhaps I'll pick you up something nice at the market then. Something terrible's going to happen. I already know it. I can feel it. You're awfully sweet. And you're awfully dopey. Must be the cold. Get inside before you catch something. Have a good day, sweetheart. Not before you kiss me. Mwah. Gerda? Yes? Love you, sweetie. Love you too, silly. Alright, get going. Where's the I know option? Definitely never seeing him again. That's how they part. He's so dead. thank you so much for watching. Let me know in a comment what you thought of this game. Hit that like button, subscribe to see more episodes, and find out what happens next. Go ahead and click one of those videos on the screen to go on another adventure with me right now. Thank you.